I just want to hear your story.
It's all there.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the movies that become a lot easier to understand on a repeat viewing. To discuss why these weren't a rewatch, we must spoil some plot points.
If you wake up at a different time, in a different place, could you wake up as a different person?
Number 10, Donnie Darko. Even if you're not here for its philosophical aspirations, this cult classic has enough dark humor and camp value to keep you entertained for a little while. Jake Gyllenhaal plays a disturbed teenager who starts having apocalyptic visions of a demented rabbit.
28 days. 6 hours. 42 minutes. 12 seconds.
Its twisting, turning plot feels somewhat nonsensical at times. Events transpire without warning or reason, only to be either erased or ignored.
Son, it breaks my heart to say this, but I believe you're a very troubled and confused young man. I believe you are searching for the answers in all the wrong places.
You're right, actually. I'm pretty troubled and I'm pretty confused.
But for those who have gone back for repeat viewings, Donnie Darko's themes of social isolation, mortality, and the inevitability of fate snap into focus. Its non sequiturs start to feel like deliberate expressions of the fate waiting for Donnie and the people whose lives he touched.
I can only hope that the answers will come to me in my sleep. I hope that when the world comes to an end, I can breathe a sigh of relief, because there will be so much to look forward to.
Number 9, Solaris. Russian director Andrei Tarkovsky's approach harkened back to his love of poetry. To him, filmmaking was about what he called sculpting in time.
Понимаю, что произошло нечто чрезвычайное, и, может быть,
He felt no desire or need to adhere to chronological time, instead using time itself as a storytelling technique. Left in other hands, this 1972 science fiction movie about a spaceship orbiting a mysterious planet would be a pretty standard affair.
что это было?
Не знаю. Впрочем, кое-что нам удалось определить. А кто приходил?
Она умерла 10 лет тому назад.
То, что ты видел, материализация твоего представления о ней.
Solaris constantly asks us to follow it from one unexplained phenomenon to the next, but isn't actually about space or other planets. Knowing how it ends leaves us able to study it more closely the next time for all it has to say about what's going on at the human level.
Я совсем себя не знаю. Не помню. Я закрываю глаза и уже не могу вспомнить своего лица, а ты?
Что?
Ты себя знаешь?
Number 8, The Sixth Sense. There are points in M. Night Shyamalan's blockbusting paranormal horror movie where Bruce Willis's child psychologist seems weirdly out of place.
Hey.
Want to sit?
Why is everyone acting so weird around him? Maybe it's because psychologists make people nervous. Of course, we now know the real reason.
I see dead people.
In your dreams? While you're awake?
He's been dead the whole time. The great thing about The Sixth Sense is that there's no real deception going on. The signs are always there. Watching it again is almost embarrassing because the movie is practically screaming this twist at you.
They don't know they're dead.
How often do you see them?
All the time. They're everywhere.
It's so many of us watched it for the first time and were blown away. Number 7, Vertigo. Alfred Hitchcock may have been the master of suspense, but his movies are generally easy to follow.
Look, this isn't my line.
Scotty, I need a friend. Someone I can trust. I'm in a panic about this.
I'm supposed to be retired. I don't want to get mixed up in this darn thing.
Complex ideas are there, but even if you don't have a handle on all of them, there's still the efficiency and excitement of a great story well told. Vertigo may be his most thematically complex and challenging movie. It concerns James Stewart as a detective who fears heights and becomes traumatized by his encounter with an enigmatic blonde played by Kim Novak.
It's lucky for me you were wandering about. Thank you. I've been a terrible bother to you.
No, you haven't.
Concerned with doubles, obsession, and psychology more than a tight story, contemporary critics were famously puzzled by it. Its dreamlike atmosphere and relatively unpolished story were unlike anything Hitchcock had done to that point.
Well, I tried to follow her, but I couldn't get to the top. I tried, but I couldn't get to the top. One doesn't often get a second chance. I want to stop being haunted.
Number 6. Memento. To Christopher Nolan, time and space aren't just themes.
It's all backwards. I mean, like, maybe you get an idea about what you want to do next, but you don't remember what you just did. I mean, I'm exactly the opposite.
They're ways of messing with his audience. Inception dealt with dreams and planes of existence. Interstellar dealt with the displacement of time and space travel. His breakthrough hit, Memento, is a murder mystery revenge thriller presented out of sequence, mirroring his protagonist's amnesia.
I can say whatever the I want, and you won't remember. We'll still be best friends.
We are constantly displaced in time and space, having to work out what's going to happen and what's already happened, just as Leonard does. When it all comes together in the end, we know on an intellectual level what's just happened, but it might take a couple more times to really put it all together.
So you lie to yourself to be happy. There's nothing wrong with that. We all do it. Who cares if there's a few little details you'd rather not remember?
Number 5. Arrival. For most of the runtime of this 2016 sci-fi movie, you're working under the assumption that Amy Adams' character is grieving for her deceased daughter.
Memory is a strange thing. It doesn't work like I thought it did. We are so bound by time, by its order.
The twist at the end reveals that her daughter has yet to be born. Her experience with the aliens in the film gives her the blessing and curse of being able to experience different times as non-linear and simultaneous. She knows her daughter will die and must go forward with that knowledge. The reveal gives you a lot to consider. With this in mind, though, it does make her actions and words throughout the movie read a little differently.
It's my fault. I told him something that he wasn't ready to hear.
What?
Number 4. Fight Club. Sometimes a movie lulls you into thinking it's just business as usual. Sure, Fight Club doesn't immediately read like a fantasy, but it's definitely not trying to project a facsimile of the real world.
You just want me to hit you?
Come on, do me this one favor.
Why?
Why? I don't know why. I don't know. Never been in a fight. You?
No, but that's a good thing.
No, it is not. How much can you know about yourself? You've never been in a fight.
It's famous for its twist ending, but much of the confusion seems to stem from what it's trying to say. Its musings about modern masculinity clearly struck a chord, but judging by the competing responses to the film, they mean very different things to very different people.
First, you have to give up. First, you have to know, not fear, know that someday you're gonna die.
You don't know how this feels.
It's only after we've lost everything that we're free to do anything.
Another watch-through makes its lofty and satirical goals more apparent for some. Then again, how many fans watch the movie because they agree with Durden's diatribes?
Think of everything we've accomplished, man. Out these windows, we will view the collapse of financial history. One step closer to economic equilibrium.
It might just be a prism of the viewer's own making, reflecting what they already think. Number 3. Primer. Experimental filmmaker Shane Carruth wrote, directed, and starred in this 2004 Sundance Film Festival winner, which explores the ethical and philosophical implications of time travel.
I would only do it, though, if I knew that, no one would find out or get hurt or anything. Like, I wish that there was a way that I could do it and go back and tell myself not to. Because I just want to know what it feels like, that's all, really.
What it lacks in technical sophistication and a budget, it more than makes up for in ideas to chew on. Carruth's approach to the subject is dense and deals with duplicates and breakdowns in the logic of the time travel process.
This one's ringing. Right. So the one your double has in Russellville can't be. Right, I think we broke symmetry.
His physicist characters never dumb down their language or slow down to explain to us what's happening. It's incredibly confusing, thrilling, and ultimately too big and complex to truly grasp in a single viewing.
There's no way I would tell anyone about this. No way. Can you think of any reason that you might? No, I can't.
Number 2. The Usual Suspects. Some critics, including Roger Ebert, found Bryan Singer's 1995 crime thriller confusing and impenetrable.
Verbal, you're not telling us everything. I know you know something.
I told the DA everything I know.
That's probably why Kaiser Soze's identity reveal is such a breath of fresh air. Not only is it exciting, but finally there's some clarity. After The Usual Suspects is over, you're left trying to replay the movie in your head to make it all make sense. Nothing you saw or heard can be trusted now. Nothing that happened is certain. The meaning of every single moment and every single clue comes into question, and probably can't be completely understood without that second viewing.
After that, my guess is you'll never hear from him again.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. The Fountain, a poetic, open-ended love story set across time and space.
Together we will live forever.
Cachet, memory and guilt collide in this ambiguous thriller.
On nous envoie des vues de la maison, visiblement pour nous montrer que nous sommes sous surveillance. Voilà, avec les allées et venues de Anne, les miennes, celles de Pierrot.
Vous ne savez pas qui filme ça et comment?
Everything Everywhere All at Once. So many details went into creating each of its many universes.
What do you want? I want you. No! Stop that!
Oh.
Steven!
12 Monkeys, a movie that mirrors its protagonist's struggle to stay in reality.
You going to save us, Mr. Cole? How can I save you? This already happened. I can't save you. Nobody can. I am simply trying to gather information to help the people in the present trace the path of the virus.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, 2001: A Space Odyssey. Jumping from the dawn of humanity to the near future of space travel, Stanley Kubrick and co-writer Arthur C. Clarke created a sci-fi movie with a massive scope. But what is it about? Well, it's about a mysterious monolith, a crew of astronauts, and a rogue supercomputer taking over a spaceship.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Given its surreal imagery and all the happenings that go unexplained, you have to accept that you're not meant to know all of its secrets. It's why people keep coming back and why some give up on the first try. When you accept that it's an experience and not a puzzle, its themes and symbols start to feel less random and more like a comment on its themes of time, technology, and human evolution. Which of these movies did you figure out the first time? Show off your brilliance in the comments.
What do I find out, man? What do I find out? There is no Pepe Sylvia. The man does not exist.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.